Everybody, Tara Green here. How are you doing? So the energy is going through a big shift. You should start to feel a lot more energy in the next few days because yesterday, April 29th, after Mars and Neptune came together in that rare conjunction, Venus entered her home sign of Taurus. Now, Venus rules two signs, Taurus and Gemini. So when she's in her earthy, actually it's her evening sign, she's very, very happy. And so for all Tauruses, you're going to feel really great. It's time for you to move forward. Anybody who has planets in Taurus, it's going to benefit you. And you're going to feel like you're in your element, of course. So you're going to get more solid. Venus was not happy in Aries. That's Mars's sign. So now from April 29th to May 23rd, Venus is in her own sign. So she's very, very happy. And then today, April the 30th, last day of April, Mars enters Aries at 11:33 a.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time until June the 9th. So they're both going to be in their home signs, basically, kind of overlapping. Venus will, of course, leave Aries on May 23rd, and Gemini season starts on May the 20th. So during that time, up until May the 20th, I would say they're both Venus and Mars, the personal planets, the lovers. When they're in their own signs, it's very, very beneficial. So very, very positive for relationships. The planets are super happy to be in their own signs. So, and Mars has been in Pisces since just past the spring equinox. And so everybody's been feeling underwater, very passive, lots of passive energy. So now, of course, when Mars enters Aries, the energy goes zingo. It's like a brand new beginning. So every year plus, Mars goes through the whole zodiac. So this is that time to start new projects and to really move ahead. Okay, so you will feel energized. Good for making money, good for making love, good for doing creative projects, good for starting anything new. Mars in Aries puts the foot on the gas and just goes. But be careful about people being very angry and really breaking out in rage, because all of that anger has been simmering on the back burner, right? And now it's going to really come out. So all the protests going on in the States and things like that, that can really erupt. There's going to be more conflict, more disagreements, more arguments, more violence, I'm sorry to say, more bloodshed, because things are really coming to a peak now. Again, April 29th to June the 9th. Venus in Taurus tends to kind of bring some kind of peace, although traditionally she was not just the goddess of love and beauty and the arts. She was the goddess of war. In ancient Babylon, she was called Inanna. Venus has been worshipped as a beautiful star, the evening star, the morning star, for thousands of years. Everywhere in the world, the Mayans revered Venus above all. And if you've ever seen her when she's really big and really close to the earth, I once saw her that way not too long, and I was like, whoa, no wonder everybody worships Venus. She is the great goddess. And so she was the goddess of war. And in traditional indigenous societies, when women go past menopause, when they're past childbirth years, they become elders and they have status above the chiefs, because it's their children, their sons, who they get to say, are they going to go to war or not? So that's why she's also known as the goddess of war. And, every planet has both positive and negative expressions, just like Mars. So Mars in Pisces would have been more of the peacenik, right? In a way. And you got to remember also that this astrology is very patriarchal. And, I'm ideally in my head writing a book where I'd like to really take apart all these old Greek myths, which I've always loved, but they are very, very biased. And they're already, Algol, like the worst star in the sky at, 26 degrees of Taurus, which Venus is going to pass, Uranus is going to touch. It's very important. That goes on in mid-May. I'm going to talk about that separately. But, she was originally a beautiful Amazon warrioress, and there were real Amazons, not till that long ago, even in Africa, and I believe they wore dreadlocks, which were mistaken as snakes. And also snakes were primarily feminine symbols. I'm wandering on here, of course, but Lilith is associated with the snake. It's associated with women's sexual energy, menstrual blood cycles, shedding skins, the ground, sexual energy, kundalini energy. So the snakes are really feminine symbols. Snakes are right on the ground. If you've ever held a snake, I love snakes. I've always loved snakes. I always believed I could talk to them when I was a child. A friend of mine used to dance. She was a snake priestess who initiated me as a priestess. And she danced with these pythons. And I remember at a woman's retreat years ago, she put her python on me. And I was like, oh my God, I understand now why the priestesses in ancient Greek, the ancient oracles, they were called pythias, which meant snakes. they use those snakes because they're chiffonic energy right on the earth, and their ability to, like, move like that. That's women's very fluid kind of energy. Anyway, I wandered off there. But anyway, also, I want you to mark on your calendars, May 23rd is going to be a really wild full moon with a lot going on. Again, we're just, Taurus season is only like 9 days old, but it's really getting started with Venus in her home sign. It's really getting started. Venus in her home sign, Mars in his home sign. Everybody's happy to be in their own places, let's put it that way. And they can work really well together. So expect, renewed energy in being able to communicate. But I want to mention that May 23rd, full moon at 2 degrees of Sagittarius. Sextiling Pluto at 2 degrees. What's happening there? Venus is conjunct Jupiter. That's one of the best days of the year. Okay, so May 23rd, Venus, the lesser benefic, Jupiter, the greater benefic. When they're together, when they're in a conjunction, one of the best days of the year. So definitely buy a lottery ticket. Plan some big travels. Plan to write, to publish, to teach. I'm going to be launching a course. Speaking your truth, lots of legal cases going on, everything expansive, upbeat, optimistic, and it's Taurus, right? And so Venus is ruling that, and Jupiter, rules Sagittarius. So Jupiter is the ruler of this moon, and Jupiter rules Pisces as well. So, buy a lottery ticket can be really good for the stock market, for any blue chip energies, art, jewels, real estate, crypto even, going up with the sextile to Pluto. So that would be a good day to plan on, to look at that one. It's super powered. So if you have planets in Taurus or Aries, pay attention. This is the time for you to really work with those, not just your rising sign. Although if you have Aries rising, then it's very beneficial for you, because you will have your ruling planet, Mars, right in your first house, and Venus, the planet of money, in your second house, where they belong in what's called a natural house system. So that's very good. So look to where any of your planets are in those signs, and think about what you can do to initiate some big new money-making schemes here, and bring more love and bring more energy. We could all use that boost of energy now. We've all been kind of blown out by the eclipse. Remember also, the energy of the eclipse is going to last 13 months from April the 8th. I've been only speaking to clients that have been hit exactly with it, it seems. And a lot of them are really pretty blown out, because Chiron was on that as well. Okay. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Again, I'm writing on my blog. I'm going to revamp my YouTube. Oh, and I will be live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, or is it tonight already? On the 30th, I will be live doing my monthly live astrology and tarot card preview guide on Facebook, on Meta, for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I'm Agent 129 there. I've been doing this for years already. So please join me. I will be going through all the astrology coming up for May in detail, major aspects, and then pulling tarot cards from one or two decks. The Wheel of Fortune just came up here. That's Jupiter energy. And then I believe I saw the Emperor here, which is Aries energy, Emperor, Aries energy. So join me there. So you just go to the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. They've got 1 million to 1 million to followers. Here's the wishing card. I'm sending you 9 wishes and wishing you all the best. So please join me again, April the 30th, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And it is May the 1st. It's Beltane, one of the most sacred pagan days of the year. The green man comes out. It's the time of lovemaking, the maypole, phallic worship. It's really the time to get your gardens growing. So May the 1st. And also on the 30th, the fairy queen, the May queen, goes out for a ride. So there's all kinds of rituals that you're supposed to do. Again, you can read about that on my blog. Led Zeppelin song, the May Queen, right? I've been listening to that lately too. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com, sending you many blessings of the day. Let me know what you want me to ramble on here about, talk about Led Zeppelin songs. Okay, sending you many blessings.